We are back again, ladies and gentlemen. Griffin Murphy here with you guys today from DocSports.com, coming at you with a free college basketball selection for today, Monday, November 17th, 2025. This matchup is between Southern Utah and Gonzaga. Let's get right into this game. So we have Southern Utah rolling into this matchup, currently sitting at 1-3 on the season, and in their most recent matchup, losing to Omaha in a 90-88 or 90-85 final. So one thing we could look at with Southern Utah this season, they have had one game that has been heavily speculated, and that was obviously against ASU, and that was at. So that game landed in an 81-64 final. So we could take something out of that. Dealing with the factor of this team is 1-3 on the season, hasn't played anybody good other than that matchup. And they were kind of in the contest, 20-point differential, 15-point differential. But it gives you a little bit of a telltale sign based on the price that the market has put up, because they're 1-3 on the season, and now going into a matchup against a team that is 4-0 on the season and has already dealt with that. They played Arizona State in their most recent matchup, beating them 77-65 in that final. But the thing you have to look at here for Gonzaga, and this is something that the markets, obviously, they are always the edge. They always have the edge in every single situation. But early on in college basketball, obviously with all the transfers, all the new starters, returning starters, which there's very minimal of, a lot of different situations, it's hard for them to get accurate lines early on in the season, especially when you're dealing with teams that are undefeated on the year. So, Gonzaga, they have blown out nearly everybody they played, including Creighton, which is never an easy task. And then in their most recent matchup, taking down ASU in a 77-65 final. So the thing you have to look at in this situation is the market doesn't know how to price Gonzaga necessarily, but they do know how to kind of somewhat price Southern Utah, and that is they've been beaten up pretty much all season long. They have one win against a terrible team, and they've played one realistic good team that you could use realistic metrics to get these numbers out of. So where this is all going, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have a good number on this Gonzaga team, not a good read whatsoever, but this is a perfect situational spot for this team to absolutely torch a Southern Utah team that comes into this matchup 1-3. So we are rolling with the Gonzaga in this matchup against the spread over Southern Utah, as I believe the Bulldogs are going to absolutely roll them in this matchup. So we're going to sustain the momentum here, ride that win streak, ride that trend against the spread. That is your friend, that rhymed. But as always, and just so you guys know, if you are a new member to Doc Sports, head on over to DocSports.com/free60. There you can go grab yourself a free $60 account. You can use that free $60 on my premium selections. Those are my absolute best bets over at the website. Coming off a brutal Saturday, I will say UFC was just terrible, lost props, and then we lost our 8-unit game of the year. We did go 1-1 in football on Saturday. We did follow up on a bounce back on Sunday. We had the Jacksonville Jaguars as our 6-unit in the NFL. We smacked that play, as well as we had a 7-unit prop on Caleb Williams rushing yards over, and that cashed as well. So definitely revenge in the tank. Looking for a massive week. If you guys want to get on board, you have that free 60 link, as well as we're back in the Bulldogs here against the spread over Southern Utah. So there you guys have it. And as always, this is Griffin Murphy from DocSports.com. Best of luck to you guys this week. And once again, best bets.